Ranger Nation, Ranger Liz here with the Beast Morphers video, wrapping up everything that happened in New York Toy Fair 2019. We learned a lot about Beast Morphers because we kind of got our first ever looks at the toys. We got the premiere day, we got to see just graphics and everything. We got to see a few seconds of a teaser for it. To answer all of your questions before we even get through, no, we did not get a trailer. No, I don't know when we're gonna get it. And 3, even though I don't even know if I was counting all of those. I don't know if those. Anyway, but the premiere is going to be March 2nd. Check your local listings because they changed the time, guys. 8 a.m. Eastern is when they were saying. Check your local listings. I believe that will be 7 a.m. my time. Woo, the things I'm gonna do for Power Rangers, but I am hyped for Beast Morphers, and I hope you are too, so let's just get into the news. On Friday, Hasbro had its investor call. We got to see a lot of preliminary things, such as the artwork for Power Rangers Beast Morphers. We got to see a lot of the things they want to do, some of like the packaging for it, the branding. There's a lot of things like that. But one of the best things that came out was we learned that March 2nd is going to be the premiere of Power Rangers Beast Morphers. And again, check your local listings because they are now earlier than they used to be. For those of you who've already looked on your DVR, apparently this episode is showing that it's a few minutes longer than a normal Power Rangers episode. This is all fluid. I just want to let you know there is a potentially maybe this episode is a little longer than the normal one, maybe because it's the premiere, or maybe somebody's DVR just messed up. It's 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other, guys. And with that, we also got the title of the episode as well as the short little plot synopsis. The title of the episode is going to be called Beasts Unleashed. Now, that may sound familiar for some of you if you watched my video on the Valentines, because everybody wants to watch me open up a thing of Valentines. We saw a phrase, release the beast, and we were thinking that that could potentially be one of their call phrases, and now we're hearing Beasts Unleashed is going to be the episode title of episode 1. And here is the synopsis for it. Scientists tap into the morphing grid, but an evil virus corrupts the technology, and a new team of Power Rangers is formed to defend the grid from evil. What? Scientists are tapping into the morphing grid, evil virus, saving the morphing grid. It looks great. And I might show you some pictures or whatever from the brief. It was a brand trailer. It wasn't a trailer for Beast Morphers per se. It was a brand trailer. It had a bunch of other stuff in it, including pictures of kids flipping with the toys. And it's supposed to get people hyped for just Power Rangers in general and the brand. But they did sneak in a few little bits of Beast Morpher stuff in there, which we got to see. It looks like the morph sequence, or at least the morph call, a little bit. We got to see him square off against a few Tronics, and whew, it's just looking really good. I am excited. As soon as that trailer goes out, guys, you know I'm going to be doing a reaction video and a breakdown of it for you, so stay tuned. Subscribe, notification bell. You know the drill, guys, and it gets you taken care of. Before I talk too much about the toys, let me go through a little bit more of the knowledge we learned about Beast Morphers due to the Hasbro interviews and conversations they were having with fans and content creators during this time. Thanks to places like Power Rangers Now, we learned things like Hyperforce and the Boom Studios characters are, quote, in play for future Hasbro toy items. Also, Hasbro says Goldbusters was picked because it's visually distinct and awesome. They felt it would push the IP forward to something new and exciting. That it does, guys. That it does. I am excited. I mean, they made a gimmick for something that didn't have a gimmick, and they're giving it to us, and I need all of the keys. They're not, sorry Josh, not Ranger keys, Beast Morphers keys. They also said that while we didn't get a trailer during Toy Fair, which I was really counting on, I know a lot of you guys were really counting on getting us that trailer, they said they wanted to withhold it today, and by today I'm talking about Saturday. They wanted to withhold it on Saturday because they wanted all of the other news, give it time to breathe. They wanted to be able to let us freak out about the toys and all the other information before we get the trailer. From a marketing and a business standpoint, I get it, I get it. From a fan standpoint, I need the trailer now. When asked if they had considered Power Rangers maybe going animated or turning into a Netflix streaming show, they said, quote, all options are on the table and we want to reach the most people. I love the sound of it. I love that they just said, we want to reach the most people yeah, if it makes sense for them to do a Netflix streaming show, great. If it makes sense for them to do an animated show. And again, I'm one of the many people who would say, and let me know if you're on the same boat as me, give me something like Shattered Grid animated. I would fall in love with it. It would be amazing. And I'm glad fans are telling them, showing them, and they can at least know that it is something we want. We also found out that Hasbro feels the biggest challenge for Power Rangers is how to please the older base while also bringing in new kids. I love that they just flat out said this. They want to know, how are we going to bring in these kids? How are we going to bring in what 3-, 4-year-olds really find fun and fresh? How do you keep those 6- and 7-year-olds still watching it? And how do you keep adult fans like you and me still interested in the show and probably give us this toy line, give us toys and stuff we desperately want? This is any indication with the lightning line and the toy line. I think they're doing okay so far. And they go on to say that they have talked about potentially doing fan votes to decide the future Lightning Collection toys. I love that they've already just flat out said, we have considered doing this. Remember back in the day at Super Mega Force, back with the Morph Keys, they did the Morphin' Madness. It was asking us, who do you want to be Morph Keys? Now, of course, they didn't really mass release. It ended up just being a special giveaway kind of thing. But if they were just to ask us, give us a list of 4. You know, hey, here's 4 figures we want to make. We know they're going to be profitable. We know whatever. Let us vote on it. I would absolutely love to be able to give even just that one vote of direction to a company like Hasbro as to what fans want. And the toy I want to talk about first is the Morpher. And this Morpher, guys, looks amazing. I will have links below. Ranger Command Power Hour, and I believe Hassan just posted one late Sunday night, have videos of this Morpher in action. You put it on your wrist, you pop the key in, it has a ton of phrases. They were saying, they're like, we heard so many different phrases just from a handful of keys. Pop the key in. Again, it kind of reminds me of Turbo. You gotta put the key in, and then the guy who was demonstrating it, he's flying his arm, and every time it's whwa, 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 and then you like those sound effects? It's doing things with him, and then you hear this nothing. It's morphin' time. And it responded to his voice. That's right, it's going to be motion activated, it's sound activated, and it's going to respond to all of these keys. These keys, remember guys, I don't know if you're going to be able to find them just in their own individual packs or not, but you're going to be getting them with the figures, the base figures for only $9.99. And we kind of talked about these a little bit because we did get some press images for them. We got more images I'll talk about in a second. But with these figures, you're going to be getting the keys to put in the Morpher. If it's a villain key, however, it's going to corrupt the Morpher and do a whole different set of stuff. It just gives you that incentive, guys. You got to buy the Rangers, you got to buy the villains, everything. Even the Beast Bots, they come with keys, and you're going to be able to have a functionality that we haven't gotten, I mean, since Super Mega Force. With that Morpher, I'm very excited to see where this goes. I need all of the keys. I'm going to be keeping an eye out for them. Of course, all the pre-orders and everything that goes up. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, @RangerLiz. I know, maybe it sounds strange, but Twitter is honestly the Power Ranger place to be if you are interested in news. We also got to see amazing things like new things from the Play School line that we did not know existed yet. We found out about Micromorphers, didn't know they existed. Mega Micromorpher Zords, definitely didn't know those things existed. So we got a whole bunch of new toys that are going to be coming out. So let me kind of go over the things that we found. Play School Heroes is going to be a big one. So we got minifigures, which that's going to be in the next one there. Dino Thunder minifigures, Black Dino Thunder with some Zords. We have the Terrazord from Gold Dino Charge. We got Black Bison from Wild Force and a few other ones. Silver from Wild Force. Wild Force, that Wild Force playset is gonna be bonkers. I can't wait to see it in action. I'm probably not going to get it because remember the Wild Force playset is $60. Some of these other toys you're probably going to be looking at anywhere between $20 and $30. It's going to depend on how many forms it has, the electronics, functionality, stuff like that, of course. But look for about $25 to $30 for some of these Play School Heroes ones. And the Micromorphers that I mentioned to you guys, I counted 32, at least 32 different micromorphers that you're going to have up for purchase. Now, these are going to be in blind bags, and according to greenranger.com, thank you for the sources as always, $3.99 per one. Now again, they look cute. I love all of the different poses. They're not just standing there in the same general pose. These things have personality to them, and I love that. But at $3.99, from what I've heard though, and thank you to everyone in chat when I was doing all these live streams who were letting me know, they did kind of the same, similar thing for Transformers, and on them there was at least a code, and you could kind of feel, they're like, if you have a specific one you want, you can usually get it via the codes, and you don't have to do too much blind bag searching, but still gonna be tough if you want to get all of them. There is the number 16, however, on the packaging, and I'm seeing 32, so 16 times 2. Maybe they went ahead and showed wave 1 and wave 2, or maybe the 16 means 16 generic ones and more, you know, whatever, like extra special. I don't know, but we'll find out more later, of course, and I'm probably gonna be picking up a few of those. Let me know if I'm gonna do any of the blind bag openings. I was kind of thinking about maybe doing some of them live, like go to the store, buy 5 or 6 of them or whatever, because that's not funny, but buy quite a few of them and then maybe do some openings of them. So let me know if you would like to see that as a live stream or not. I've done a lot of live streams lately, and I've been really enjoying them. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to do more very soon, especially with Battle for the Grid growing, because we gotta play games. I gotta beat you guys. Battle for the Grid. I'm not gonna beat you. I'm horrible. That's fine. It's all for fun. In addition to all the new stuff, we got more information about the old stuff. Of course, we knew about some of these toys that were coming out in the $9.99 line, the basic figure assortment, but getting to see them, I mean, these aren't the stock photos. This is a photo from someone with their camera who was standing right next to it, taking the photos. I think they look beautiful for $10. I can't wait to get my hands on these figures. And the first wave, we're going to be seeing Red Ranger, Blue Ranger, Yellow Ranger, which, side note, has a skirt, and people were like, what's her posability gonna be like? I swear my lipstick god's ears, they must be listening to us, because the Yellow Ranger was posed with her legs completely like spread out across 2 different ones, showing us, guys, she has a skirt, but you can pose her and she can be just as badass as the guys, and that makes me happy. So, we got the Red, Blue, and Yellow Ranger. We are also going to be getting Cyber Villain Blaze, whoa, evil guy, and the Tronics is going to be wave 1. With wave 2, we are going to be getting the Silver and Gold Ranger along with Roxy in this awesome form, in this suited up cast. She looks awesome. This figure, just everything in general, it looks awesome. Then we're also going to be getting a baddie, Drillroid, Drillbot, Drill Monster. We're going to be getting him, and a interesting thing we just learned, Evox is going to have a figure. Why is this interesting? Because Evox is going to be the big bad, and he is a Cobra-like computer virus. So he's gonna have kind of a Cobra snaky form. We saw that in the trailer that we got a while back. Obviously not the new trailer, because we don't have that yet. But he was going to be a snake. But in the Sentai footage, the villain was a cyber thing. His name is Saya, and then he got a solid form. Almost imagine like RPM how Venjix was just trapped inside a machine and then got a form. Evox is now going to be getting a form as well, and it looks really awesome. And I'm really appreciative that they're giving us in the first wave 3 main Rangers, 1 bad guy, 1 foot soldier, and then in the next wave we're going to be getting our secondary Rangers as well as more villains. We're going to be getting 2 Rangers and 3 villains in the second wave. Not sure if second wave is going to be hitting maybe the second chunk of spring, maybe almost just say like a summer item to come out, or if they're going to hold off until fall. No word on that yet, but I'll let you know as soon as I do. Don't forget to be checking out, you know, greenranger.com and stuff. They'll be taking care of you with any and all updates as they come through. We also got some looks at the really tall 14-inch-ish figures. Looks like we're going to be getting them, as well as the Yellow Ranger, so hey, we're getting a girl in it. That's all right by me. But we also got some amazing looks at Zords and Beast Bots. Looks like Beast Bots are going to be getting an own release. Those are going to be about $14.99. And the Zords, I know we talked about this before, but here we go. We get to see them in live, in person. Didn't get a touch, but we did get to take many pictures of them. not only in real life, but in a bunch of different poses. So we finally got the poses for Gold Rangers, Zord. We'd only had one picture of it before when the press releases come out, so thank you. We so now got all 3 poses that he does, but we got to see things like the Megazord in its full form. We got to see the Ultra Zord in its full form. But we also found out, for you guys who are afraid, going, look, I want the Zord, I want to be able to put it up on a shelf, or I want to get the Zord because my kid is also going to want to play with it. What do I do? It's $80, you know, for the Zord. They have you covered. It looks like they're going to have a Zord that maybe does not come out and it just stays in one, or it come out of different forms and just stays in the one form, and that one's going to be about $29.99. So if you want to hang around on that $30 price point, looks like you're still going to be able to get a Zord. But unlike the $30 Zords from Bandai, these probably won't come into different pieces. But it looks like they're going to have a lot of sounds and different things to them for playability, which makes me really excited. It looks like you're going to be able to get the Red Ranger Zord on his own that has this, and the Megazord. I love this. It's already answering a lot of the questions we had. Things like price points. Things like, for fans who don't have $80 to spend on the Megazord, here you go. Here's your $30 version, but while we're at it, yeah, you can't disassemble it. But it has a ton of functionality, and it was just out in one piece. It didn't look like it breaks apart, but don't quote me as gospel on this, guys, because all we have is photos and what we saw from New York Toy Fair. All of this can be fluid, and we will have updates as they happen. And I'm just gonna wrap this one up here, guys. Thank you so much for checking this out. Everything we learned from Beast Morphers during New York Toy Fair. Beast Morphers premieres March 2nd, Nickelodeon, and I will see you there. Have a great night, day, whatever it is for you, Ranger Nation. I'll see you later. Bye.